Welcome, I am Alunira. I am a soul companion, an Aquarian Age luminary. This is a sanctuary of beauty, goodness, and truth, of reflection, remembrance, guidance, and growth. It's about changing ourselves and this ever-changing world together. It's a gentle, sacred, and safe place. Now, as a soul companion, I work with people who are feeling a shift or a pull for a soul level change. Sometimes they can't name it or understand it, but they feel it. I offer you the language for this experience and also wisdom and guidance to help you find your own truth. I'm an Aquarian Age luminary as well. Externally, this means I help navigate you and others, all of us, to navigate this changing world. And internally, it's a different way of knowing and a different way of experiencing life. In this channel, I'm going to offer ways to help you know, experience, and live this change in life into the Aquarian Age. First thing I'm going to talk about are the spirals of becoming. Before, life moved in a linear fashion, before, after, what's coming up next in the future. But in the Aquarian Age, we move in spiral time. What this means is that we are centered in our own space, in our own sovereignty, and life kind of comes to us. It's a beautiful way of living because we don't look at things from a very narrow perspective. We can be present and see all what the universe and the world has to offer at one time. Now, it's challenging because this is a new way of being. But another good thing about it is that if you've ever done any healing work, we're always talking about getting better and better and better and better, almost like climbing steps to a ladder. But in truth, think about it. If you've done some healing and then you fall off the path and you go back to what you used to do, what does that mean? It means, oh no, I have to go back and redo this, and you beat yourself up and you think, am I ever going to be better, if I'm ever going to heal, or I'm always going to be unhappy with this part of my life or with this part of myself. With the spirals of becoming, you no longer have that hierarchical ladder or that path. What you are doing is living in a spiral. There are 5 different spirals, and you move among them through your whole life. So recently, I've been thinking about, I've had memories of another time in my life where I was very fractured and needed to do some deep healing. During this time, I worked and I felt better. But recently I've been thinking of that time. I thought, wow, not only was I broken and hurt, but there were others around me who I had an effect on. The people that I loved, the people that I cared about, were very strongly affected by my brokenness, by me being in that situation. This is spiral living. Instead of just thinking that was all done, I realized that there was a bigger perspective, a bigger way of what had happened that I needed to look at. And so now, as I'm revisiting that particular point in my life, I'm thinking, well, it's not just me that I affected, but I'm not beating myself up for whatever happened in that time. I'm looking at it from a space of truth, of inner knowing, and expansion and non-judgment. In this space, I don't have to get over-emotional about anything. I can reach out to the people I loved, reach out to the people I know, hear their perspective, and get further understanding and co-creation. That's the beauty of the spirals. It's not about judgment, growth in an up and down way. It's about growth as expansion, as inner knowing, and as outer experience. Now, another offering of the channel is the rays of living light. The rays of living light are color frequencies that meet you where you are. I've worked with colors for over 20 years, and a lot of times it's about giving an infusion of color or using color in Reiki or some other modality. But the colors of living light, the rays of living light, are actually transmitted to you directly, and they stay with you. So anytime along your path Where you need them, they will naturally help you. These living rays help with wisdom, with creativity, with soul belonging, and each one offers an amazing amount of companionship on your soul's journey. And then Aquarian Age co-creation. In the past, in the Piscean Age, everything has been taught by gurus, by teachers, by someone else outside of yourself. The Aquarian Age is all about soul sovereignty, knowing your own soul, knowing what is best for you. So as an Aquarian Age luminary and a soul companion, I am not a guru, I am not a teacher. What I do is I work in collaboration with you to point you towards your soul's guidance, to point you towards your inner wisdom and your inner knowing and your soul's level unfolding. This is my job, is to help you help yourself. Now a little bit more about the Piscean Age versus the Aquarian Age. We're in the end of the Piscean Age and overlapping with the new Aquarian Age. The Piscean Age is hierarchical power. All of it is externalized. Knowledge, your social standing, everything is about judgment, control, competition, thinking only about yourself. The world is on fire with this. The Aquarian Age is coming into a much more gentle time, much more truthful time, where we have our own sovereignty, where we're not controlled by others, and we don't look at others in judgment, or we don't define ourselves by what other people think. When you have that, you have your own identity, your own creativity, which leads you to love yourself, be kind to yourself, and have kindness, compassion, and co-creation with others. I am here to help guide you through this shift. If this resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. Growth can be quiet, gentle, and real. Right now, the world is on fire. So many people are suffering. So many people are caught up in the horror of it, and they just stand and look. But what happens after a fire? What happens after a forest fire? What even happens during that fire? There's new growth. And this new growth is gentle and alive and green. I am inviting you to join me and be the new growth starting now.